Hi everyone, I am back with my final Empties video for 2015. I have done a final count. I started this project in, I believe, June, maybe July, but I think it was June of this year. And since then, I have finished 281 fragrance products, which is amazing. The slightly scary part is that my stash is still huge, so you wouldn't think I had finished almost 300 products. Or, thinking about the fact that I had 300 doesn't even make a dent. I have a ton. But I will say my soaps look so much better. It's a much more manageable stash. My candles are looking better. My wallflowers are pretty much gone. I think I have like 5 bulbs left. So, yeah, it's really starting to show. My body care, not so much, but we'll get there. I'm going to stick to my 2016 resolution. No purchasing until next semi-annual sale. Hopefully no purchasing until 2017. I'm going to try to make it all year, but I'm at least going to make it till semi-annual. So that's, a fun goal. I'm really going to work on getting more empties. So I've got my empties bucket here. It's not quite full, but I want to start can't even speak. I want to start 2016 off with, fresh slate, new bucket. I'm going to start a new count. I'm really going to force myself through my collections, keep shrinking my stash. I'm going to jump in and show you all what I have here. Before I do, though, I want to apologize if my voice is pretty bad. I'm dealing with some really rough allergies right now, and I know I sound awful, but again, I just wanted to get this video out of the way so I can start fresh tomorrow. Today is New Year's Eve. So I'm going to go ahead and start off here. The first product I have is from Dr. Teal's. This is the Foaming Bath in Soothe and Sleep Lavender. It's a very strong herbal lavender scent. I really enjoy it. It is very soothing. I love Dr. Teal's products, so that is definitely something I would repurchase. My next product here is from Bath & Body Works. This is a very old foaming hand soap in iced gingerbread. This is back when they were antibacterial, so it is an older one. But I really did enjoy that fragrance. I really do like their gingerbread fragrances most of the time. So I would repurchase that if it were to come back. Then I have a little hand cream. This is my first empty hand cream all year. It takes me a while to get through these, even though I really like them. I usually keep one in the house and one in the car. And yeah, it just takes a while. And I did cut it open and use up all the product because so much gets left behind. This fragrance is Iced Blackberries. I'm not a big fan. I bought it. I thought I liked it in the store, and I bought it. And then I started using it, and I didn't really care for it, so I just kind of put it away. And so this year, I pulled it out, and I said, I'm just going to use it. It wasn't awful, so it's not like I needed to return it. But it wasn't a favorite, and I would not repurchase it. The next product here, this is very, very old. This is a Fresh Balsam Hand Lotion. These were from, looks like 2009. They came in a gift set. It was the hand lotion, and then there was a hand soap in a matching bottle. And I haven't seen Fresh Balsam come out in any kind of body care since then. I think they did like Fresh Balsam, Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, Leaves, and maybe a couple others. But I really like that, and I would probably repurchase if they ever brought Fresh Balsam back as a body care fragrance. Until then, I'm pretty happy with the Frosted Winter Woods. It's the only other, evergreen Christmas tree body care scent I've seen them do. And I enjoy it, but I would repurchase Fresh Balsam if it were to come back. I have another foaming soap here in Lavender Blossom. This was at my boyfriend's sink in our bathroom. We have a double vanity. He loves lavender, so he liked it. I will say, I go through a foam soap maybe every 3 to 4 weeks, probably closer to 3. We moved into this apartment in June. This is the second hand soap he has finished. It takes him forever to use a hand soap. Yes, he does wash his hands. I asked him because it takes him so long, but it turns out, apparently, he washes his hands at my sink more often than at his sink. And his reasoning is really weird. The way our bathroom is laid out, my sink is next to the toilet, so he washes his hands at my sink. But then he has to walk right past his sink to get out. But apparently walking from the toilet to his sink is too far to go with dirty hands. He has OCD. So he washes his hands at my sink so that he doesn't have to have dirty hands for another 2 seconds. But he doesn't want to switch sinks because he doesn't want the sink that's next to the germy toilet. It's an interesting thought process, but side note. But he did really enjoy the lavender, and I would repurchase that for him. The next one I have here is a little hand sanitizer. This is Cupcakes Red Velvet. And if you've seen my previous Empties videos, you know I really like their red velvet. I've been through several of the candles. I did buy the red velvet sheer body care and pocket back this year. But the Cupcake Red Velvet was a really heavy cocoa scent. Really strong chocolatey cocoa. Whereas this year's has like a citrus note and a little buttercream to it. So it ended up being a little too much for me. I have a lot of these chocolate scented pocket backs from way back when because I really liked it back then, and now it's too much for me. So I'm going to use them up, but I would not repurchase that. Then I have a 3-wick candle. This is an old one, as you can tell. This is in Fresh Balsam. And I would show you the notes, but again, I'm on my new camera phone and it doesn't want to focus. I've tried filming in front of like a plain wall so that it didn't have the Christmas tree and everything distracting the camera. No good. I still can't get it to focus. So I'm going to work on that and try to find a way to improve that. Until then, this is Fresh Balsam. I love Fresh Balsam. It's my favorite of all the Christmas tree scents that Bath & Body Works puts out. I go through a couple every year. In fact, there's one burning right back there right now. If the tree is up, I am burning a Fresh Balsam candle. And of course, it's New Year's Eve, so the tree is about to come down probably in the next couple days. But yeah, really love that fragrance. Will always repurchase it. The next one I have here is from 719 Walnut Avenue, and it is in Peppermint Twist. This was kind of their dupe of Twisted Peppermint, obviously. I liked the fragrance. It wasn't Twisted Peppermint. Sorry guys, I needed a sip of my tea there. It wasn't Twisted Peppermint. It did not have that strong, sinus clearing, knock you on your butt peppermint scent. It was a much lighter scent, had a little bit more vanilla to it, I think. I liked it. It didn't have the strongest throw. My problem with this candle was that I could not keep the wicks lit. They were constantly drowning. And I feel like every time I burn a 719 candle, the chances of me repurchasing them drops lower and lower. At first, I was like, I like the scents. They're so cheap that I'm willing to deal with the burn problems. But then every time I have to deal with the burn problems, I kind of rethink that. Is it worth it? Am I willing to deal with all this just because they're cheaper? So we'll see, but I may be done purchasing them for now. The next empty I have here is a deep cleansing hand soap in Twisted Peppermint. I love Twisted Peppermint. It's an amazing, super strong, clear peppermint scent. Loved it. Will absolutely repurchase that. I have another deep cleansing soap in Winter Cranberry. Very similar to Frosted Cranberry. Really enjoyed it. I think I had one in my last Empties video as well. Really great cranberry scent. I would absolutely repurchase that. Then I finished a shimmer mist, a mini shimmer mist. This is only the second shimmer that I've finished ever. This is Vanilla Wish and Apple Fizz. It was from last year's New Year's collection, and that was actually the very last free product I ever got as a Bath & Body Works employee, because it was released right before I went on bed rest with my son and then decided not to return to work. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So yeah, I went on bed rest right after New Year's and then had him in February and haven't been back to work. So that was my last freebie. I never purchased anything from that collection. It didn't catch me. But the more I used this shimmer spray, the more I wish I had gotten this fragrance. It's a very, very nice kind of, I want to say a sweet green apple. It's not a red apple scent, but it's not like a bitter or sour scent either. I really enjoyed it. It was super strong and super long lasting. I'm just not a huge fan of the shimmer. So if it were to ever come back, I probably would repurchase it because I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. Please excuse the little pauses while I sip tea. My throat is just not having a good day today. My next empty product here is the Velvet Sugar Bubble Bath. I absolutely loved this. If you saw my last video, I picked up 2 of them at the semi-annual sale. They are making this fragrance online only, so I went ahead and grabbed a couple. I really, really enjoyed that as a bubble bath, so I have repurchased it and will continue to do so in the future. I have another 3-wick candle here. This is an evergreen. It's not fresh balsam, but it'll do. It's okay. I love Christmas tree scents, so I always try different ones, and I've tried a few evergreens before, but it's not fresh balsam. It's a little soapy to me. It smells like a very toned down fresh balsam with a soap note to it, so not my favorite. And I will say this particular candle, it burned really well, but I only had fragrance for about the first half. The second half had no fragrance to it at all. I mean, standing over it, could not smell anything. So I don't think I will repurchase evergreen. However, I did finish another evergreen, and this one, I don't know if the code is on here. It is. Okay, so this candle is from 2008. That's how old that one is. This candle, let's see, it's 2015, so it's 7 years old. This candle could be in first grade right now. That's how old this candle is. So I'm kind of glad it's gone, because that's a little ridiculous to have a 7-year-old candle in my stash, especially since I'm not really a collector. I know some people collect these. I'm not a collector. I'm just a hoarder. So glad to see that gone just because it's so old. It did have a better throw than the newer one, but it's not fresh balsam. In the future, if I want a Christmas tree candle, I'm going for fresh balsam. I have a Oak for Men body wash. This is an older one. I think it was discontinued before the new line even came out. But I like that one. Obviously, it was for my boyfriend, but every time he used it, he smelled really good when he got out of the shower. I really enjoyed it, and I did actually use it as a bubble bath a couple times. And I think I'm going to start buying men's fragrances as bubble bath when I start repurchasing, because there is nothing more relaxing than a bubble bath with some wine, Netflix on the laptop, and the entire bathroom smelling like good men's cologne. So we did really like that scent. If it were to come back, I would repurchase it, but I don't think it's currently available at all. Then we finished off a aromatherapy body scrub in lavender vanilla. I've mentioned, of course, my boyfriend loves lavender scents, and we both love these aromatherapy scrubs. So we actually finished off 2 of them. This one is also lavender vanilla. We're getting into winter. It's finally getting cold and dry, and those scrubs are oily and heavy, and they're really nice on dry skin. So we're going through them pretty quickly. They're amazing. I will always, always repurchase them. I have another hand cream here. This is in Bourbon Street Buttercream. I absolutely love this. I had this one in the car. It's an amazing fragrance, the best buttercream cupcake scent I've ever had from them. I'm in love with that. I would absolutely repurchase it if it came back. Then I finished a preview size 2-ounce lotion in Cashmere Glow. I hated this formula. I like the fragrance Cashmere Glow. It's not one of my all-time favorites, but I like it. But this is the old body lotion formula. It was thick, it was heavy, it was greasy. I was not a fan of that. And I probably won't repurchase Cashmere Glow. I picked up a spray in my last haul, but it's going to be online only. And I don't think I like it enough to deal with buying it online. Sorry, there went my voice. So that was that. I finished a travel lotion in Be Enchanted, one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I absolutely love that fragrance. I will always repurchase Be Enchanted. I finished off a mason jar candle in Vanilla Bean Marshmallow. I really liked this scent. And this is all I got in it. Maybe, no, this is it. I don't think I did get a 3-wick at all. It was a really nice fragrance. Not real strong, but it's a really nice vanilla. So I could see myself repurchasing that. Unfortunately, it is set to come out again this spring, which is great for everybody else, but bad for me because I am on a no-buy and therefore cannot purchase any. And then I finished another little travel or trial lotion, the 2-ounce size, again in Cashmere Glow. And, I already talked enough about that. Hate the formula. I finished a mini candle in Tropical Spice. This is a good fragrance. I really like the fragrance. I don't think you know what? This did come back as one of the destination candles this year. I forget which one, and I don't remember if it was a White Barn exclusive or not. It was the same color wax, so I'm sure somebody will remember. Oop, there we go. Dropping it there reminded me to point out, this is actually in plastic. When these first came out, they were in these little plastic containers, and I was working for the company, and I remember all of us thinking, that's a really bad idea. You just put a candle in plastic. Sure enough, they weren't even out 6 months. There were reports of them melting and, of course, being a safety hazard, and we discontinued them. But when we discontinued them, they went on sale for $1 each, and I bought a ton of them. I burn them in a hurricane in the bathroom, so I'm not too worried about them being a safety hazard. I have like 5 or 6 left that I found that are still in that plastic packaging, so I'm trying to use them up now so I don't have to worry about it in the future, just have the glass ones. But Tropical Spice is a really nice scent. I would repurchase that. I have another deep cleansing hand soap. This one is in Vanilla Bean Noel. I love this fragrance. There's a little bit left in there, but I guess we couldn't get it out. Vanilla Bean Noel is an amazing fragrance. I purchase it every year and will continue to repurchase that. I finished some pink champagne bath pearls, and we just got these at World Market. They were really cheap. I think they were like $1. They smelled really good in the tube. No fragrance at all in the bath. What do you expect for $1? And I didn't notice, the back says they're supposed to be moisturizing. I didn't notice anything. Once they went in the water, it was pretty much like they didn't exist. So, would not repurchase them, but, it is what it is. I finished another mini candle here, also in the plastic packaging. And this is Vanilla Bean Noel. Again, absolutely love that fragrance. Whoops. Just all around amazing fragrance. I will say, this little guy actually had a little bit... Excuse me. This little guy actually had a little bit of a throw, which is pretty impressive because those of you that have burned Vanilla Bean Noel are probably pretty familiar with its overall lack of throw. So that was a little surprising. I do like that fragrance, but I don't think I would repurchase it in a mini candle just because, again, they hardly have fragrance anyway, and Vanilla Bean Noel is very, very light. I finished a mini body lotion in Winter Candy Apple. This is one of my favorites. I fell in love with it a year or two ago, and I'm still in love with it. So really enjoyed that. Would absolutely repurchase it. I finished a mini spray in Frosted Snowberry. Not a huge fan of this fragrance. It was okay, but, I'm not sad it's gone. I'm not going to miss it, and I wouldn't repurchase it. I finished off a pocket back in Winter Citrus Wreath. Loved this. This reminded me a lot of this year's Frosted Winter Woods body care, but a little bit stronger of an orange fragrance to it. It was really great. I would absolutely repurchase that if it were to come back. Also finished a pocket back in Vanilla Buttercream. Loved it. Really great plain vanilla fragrance. I would repurchase that, I think. I finished a scent portable in Frosted Cupcake. This was actually in my boyfriend's car. He really likes this fragrance. I don't care for it as much in the scent portable. It's not very strong and it has kind of a weird note to it, but he likes it, so I would probably repurchase it for him in the future. Another pocket back here in Twisted Peppermint. I love Twisted Peppermint, so I would, of course, repurchase that. And this is Rudy Red Apple. This was a really, really good apple scent. It wasn't just their plain apple they usually do. It was almost like it was almost a candied apple, but not like winter candy apple. I don't really know how to explain it other than it had a really syrupy, sweet candy apple fragrance. It was really good. So I would repurchase that for sure. I finished a Valentine Candy Wax Tart from Front Porch Candle Company. This was just a really sweet, it was supposed to be a blend of like Swedish fish and cotton candy and a couple other just sugary candy scents. It was really sweet, but when I melted it, it was almost too sweet. It made me a little nauseous after a while, so I would not reorder that particular fragrance, although I love Front Porch and I will always order from them. And then finally, I just have a few wax melts here. The first one is in Snowy Winter Woods. This is a really great Christmas tree fragrance. It has a hint of a peppermint note to it, which I really like. I got that peppermint and that evergreen fragrance. Really good. I would absolutely repurchase that. This next one is Pure White Woods. This to me was more of a cologne scent than a woody scent, and it had a bit of a baby powder overtone. It was okay, but I think I've had better wood scents and better cologne scents, so I probably wouldn't repurchase it. And then finally, this is Vanilla Caramel Spice. I don't really remember much about this one. Okay. This one, it smelled good in here, but when it melted, it smelled burnt. The spice note came across as a kind of a burnt cinnamon, like if you've left a cinnamon. It smelled like you put cinnamon rolls in the oven and forgot about them. It was sweet. It was, kind of that gooey vanilla bakery scent with that burnt cinnamon overtone, so I would not repurchase that. And that is it, guys. That is the wrap up of my 2015 Shrink That Stash challenge. I will, of course, be continuing it into 2016. I'm going to be starting my count fresh for the year. So if you have seen my Shrink My Stash videos, you have seen 281 pieces of my trash. Congratulations. I'm super excited with my progress, even though I still have a ton, and even though I did still purchase a lot this year. I'm excited with my progress. I'm going into 2016 really excited for my no-buy resolution. If any of you would like to join me in my no-buy, or if you're just interested in cleaning up your stash a little, using up some old product, I'm going to leave the link below to my Shrink That Stash Facebook group. You're more than welcome to join. I think we're at about 250 members. It's a really fun, supportive place. So yeah, if you've got a Bath & Body Works addiction, that's a great place to go for a little support on saving some money, using up some product. And yeah, we're getting ready to go into 2016. I hope everybody has a great New Year's, and I will be back in the new year with more Empties videos, but no more haul videos. Thanks for watching.